How do I reach them? How do I show them what I can do and how I can help? Determined to solve this problem, I designed a plan to reach potential clients, using this YouTube channel to promote my freelance profile. I ran this experiment with no formal marketing knowledge at all, and I had to learn quite a lot along the way. In this video, and in the next ones, I'm going to show you the results so far. To start, let's talk about my first $25. They came from a client in the United States who found my Fiverr profile through one of the videos on this channel. She works at a neurology-focused clinic and needed a form with a signature field so her patients could give informed consent. On the surface, this didn't seem very challenging, since it wasn't very different from the app one built for that video. But the implementation details turned out to be trickier than I expected. To begin with, the main advantage of my applications is that they are connected to Google Sheets, which means you can store data for free in a format most people already know how to use. The downside is that the app has to be activated with administrator permissions from the account where the spreadsheet is stored. This means the client has to either give me their login credentials, agree to store the data in a spreadsheet inside one of my accounts, or create a brand new Google account from scratch and use that instead. The hardest part at this stage is usually explaining these options to the client, especially because they might feel that their data privacy is at risk. Fortunately, this client quickly understood the situation and chose to create a new Google account. Another great thing about this client is that she provided an example. She created a Google form herself with all the necessary text and fields, clearly indicating where the signature field should go. This is a great idea and makes the whole process much easier. When I finished the first prototype, some communication issues came up. Fiverr is a bit strict with external links and often blocks them for several minutes. This is an understandable security measure, but it makes you unsure whether the client is receiving all the messages, and it makes communication awkward. The client offered to pay $20, which was more than what I was asking for, so I sent her a custom offer. The next issue happened because at that time I was also using AppScript for the front end, and this technology can be a bit temperamental. It can block access to the app and show messages like this one, which usually disappear after clearing the cache, opening a new window, or just waiting for a while. This gives a very bad impression to the client because they need the app to be working at all times. For this reason, I've stopped using this approach, but at the time the client was very understanding and tried opening the app in a new window. After that, the client asked to schedule a call to finalize some details. This made me really nervous, not only because I had never done a call with a client before, but also because my spoken English is far from perfect. Still, we did the call. Fortunately, we understood each other very well, and it was much easier than I expected. In the end, we made a few final formatting changes, and the app was ready. The last issue was related to integration. These types of apps look very similar to Google Forms, but they can't be integrated into them or connected to Google Drive in the same way. They're a different kind of technology. This can be hard to explain. The client understood it, but I think she wasn't completely happy with this limitation. Even so, the app worked well, and the client asked to increase the payment to $25. I created a new offer, and the client accepted it. And at this point, I think I made a mistake. As you may know, reviews are extremely important for freelancer profiles on Fiverr. They're what let potential clients know about the quality of your service and whether they should contact you. In my chat with this client, I thanked her for her purchase, and she did the same. Only then did I ask her to close the transaction and leave a review. However, people usually only open Fiverr when they need a higher service, and it's very likely they won't open the app again or check their messages once the job is done. Because of this, the client may not have completed the final steps of the transaction, and I didn't get that very valuable review, although the money is automatically released after a few days. Still, I'm extremely grateful to her. Not only was she my first client, but she also offered to pay more than initially agreed, and later on she came back to request another service. She was a great client and made my first job a demanding but very enjoyable experience. What do you think? Did I handle this well? Did I make any beginner mistakes? This was just my first client. If this video gets some likes and comments, I'll be making more videos about other clients, how much I earned in 2025, the different ways I've generated and plan to generate more income, and the overall roadmap I'm following. I'd really like to explain that last part in detail, so you can give me feedback on what you think about the project, whether it could work, and what changes I should try. In the description, I've left a link for a $5 microdonation that you can use to support the channel. Thank you very much for watching.